We move on to what was for me one of the biggest surprises of the day. That is Belgium. The staging is amazing. To cut a very long story short, we see Red Sebastian moving, and it's almost as if he duplicates. His dancers become duplicates of him. He passes by them, they spin, he passes by another one, they both spin, and another, and all four spin, etc., etc. It's mind-bending. It's red and black. It's high fashion. It feels like a photo spread in Vogue Italia, the most editorial of all editions. It is edgy. He's got the confidence now. He's not hiding on a platform like he was in the national final. He's moving. He's working the stage. This is such a glow up. This is such a glow up. And finally, the hype feels real. Before, I was like, what is this all about? But their stage director, I don't know who did this. We often talk about Belgium's a hit or a miss with staging. This is perhaps the biggest hit in terms of staging that I can remember, Tom.
The biggest glow up today by miles. I never ever thought that I would say this would get top 10, but I'm saying now this could get top 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to see it to believe it. As William said, reds, the blacks, the clever camera shots. It felt special.
Yeah.
It felt like a really special performance. Made for TV. And when it gets to the beat, the quick kind of electronic beats at the end, you're so in it. You're so in the song.
Yeah.
It feels like Red Sebastian has created a moment on that stage. He's not just singing a song. It felt like he's already won, and he's doing an interval act. It was that good. I was so impressed.
I didn't like this song until this evening. And I was completely surprised. I'll leave that right there. I really loved the song this evening, and one of my favorite parts was when the floor becomes a mirror and Red Sebastian is looking at himself.
Yeah, as you say, one of the biggest glow-ups. This is, I mentioned when we talked about Poland, 2 songs where the staging elevated it much more, and this is the second one for me. When I saw it this afternoon, I was like, oh yes, oh yes, because when I watched the live performances both in Amsterdam and in London, the song felt disconnected from Red Sebastian because it didn't have the staging. And sometimes a song needs a staging to click, which it did. Because, I mean, of course it's red, but it's also going to full white at some points. And it's like, when you have that, strong of a trance beat, you need something very powerful also visually. And it's not too much. It's the exact amount of right that it elevates him. It elevates his very, very strong vocals, by the way, and it elevates the fullness of what the song is going to do. So as Tom says, this is climbing, and it's gonna climb.
And we're dressed for Red Sebastian tonight, both of us. All right,
that's beautiful, Bernardo.
Turquoise yesterday and red today.
Well, for me, this is the winner of the night. No discussion from the semifinal acts, and then we'll go and discuss the remaining 3 acts that performed. And I'm really glad that we didn't watch the first dress from the arena, because this is a performance made for TV, not a performance made for the arena. Even though I will see tomorrow, it may be the same experience in the arena as it is on TV. This, like getting rid of the elevated platform in the national final, was the best thing he ever did.
Yeah.
Right. It gives him freedom. It gives him movement. Even the fact that he is able to move freely on stage makes him connect with the camera in a more meaningful and special way, which really enhances this performance. In terms of like the red, there's several textures of red in the 3 minutes. So he's not losing his identity. The red is still very much present, but in enough different textures to make this feel rich visually. And that's my point. Yeah, by far the best performance of the night.
When I was at Eurovision in concert, London Eurovision party, and this was on, I was like, whatever. Without it felt repetitive. It didn't seem to have a direction. But with this staging, it all makes sense. It feels like it was made for TV. The voice becomes a weapon, it becomes a moment in this visual story. And you want to see what happens next. I didn't want it to end. I wanted to see what that director could throw at us again. This was incredible. Red is for passion. Red is for love. Red is for rave. Now the question is, in or out, Tom? In.
Oh my God, in.
I mean, that was the fastest 5. Yes, this is in. Well, can we round of applause, honestly? Belgium, you slay. All right, we move on